Hi, I'm Amanda Owens, and I love Harry Potter. And this
I'm
guy, I don't know which way you're.
uh, I'm Justin Soto, and I love Amanda, so I will be nice. Welcome back to Phantom Racers, everybody. We're gonna talk about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I have a headache. I've watched this movie. Is this your favorite movie, Amanda?
Yes, this is my favorite Harry Potter movie.
This is better than the last one. Uh,
Yeah.
you look forward to that in this review. It's not as bad as the last one. All right, slap that on a movie poster.
I think we should establish here
Yeah,
Justin grew up without a heart, and I grew up with Harry Potter.
I grew up without
And
whimsy. Okay, all right. So here's the thing: between the last movie, between Harry Potter 1 and this movie, I watched Hocus Pocus over Halloween.
I love it.
I love that movie.
It's so good.
Chock full of whimsy and parts of it. It's a little spooky, but not. It's never like scary or anything or whatever. But like, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense in that movie too, right? It's got some problems, sure. Things you can't do in movies anymore. I love it infinitely more than any Harry Potter thing I've ever seen. But it's got so many of the same problems, I think, that I complained about with Harry Potter 1 and the Harry Potter franchise in general. And I have no idea. I know it's not Bette Midler. I like Bette Midler, but she's not the sole reason that I like Hocus Pocus more than any Harry Potter thing. Is it the cat Binks? Maybe, because he reminds me of Salem from Sabrina Teenage Witch, and that was the best part of Fridays for a long time. I don't know what it was. Maybe it had some cool songs in there. It was like real creepy, like when Sarah Jessica Parker's singing, or when they all sing "I Put a Spell on You." Fantastic, real hokey, cheesy parts of the movie. I'm there for it. I'm totally for that movie. I'm pro Disney witches. But when it comes to Warner Brothers witches, I don't know what it is, man. In theory, it has way more going on for it. It's gloomy. It's got more castle. It's got at least 95% more castle in it than Hocus Pocus. Well, let's get into it. All right, it's a good movie. It's real good. Okay.
Okay, I wonder if it's kind of the issue where, you have the British office and the American office. British people are just bland.
I don't know that it's like a British versus American issue. Um, I don't know what it is. I don't, because they're both aimed towards kids too. So I can't call that like, oh well, one's more kid friendly than the other. No.
Well, okay. Let's compare.
Okay.
This has turned less into a Chamber of Secrets and more into the comparison between American style and British style wizardry.
This is what I wish was in the Chamber of Secrets in the movie, was something useful, something that I could take that information and be like, that's the secret of why I don't care for Harry Potter. That's the one secret that I need revealed to me. And that's what this episode's about. The chamber of why Justin doesn't care for Harry Potter, but he loves Hocus Pocus. And it's probably not Bette Midler.
Probably not.
I like Kathy Najimy though. She's really funny. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean, if you look at both movies, there is a more serious tone, a more somber tone to Harry Potter, even though it's an adventure. You have this well, I mean, in the Chamber of Secrets, there's supposed to be a mystery going on. It's a mystery, but
Isn't that all
you
of them?
don't get the payoff at huh?
Isn't that all? Isn't there like something that the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew have to solve? You know, from in that movie, they're like, there's a thing at school that no one's ever explored before. I got a good feeling about this, and then they go explore it, and then they're the ones that uncover the mystery that has existed for over 10,000 years, in a school where everyone else lives.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. Yeah, go ahead.
See, but okay, you don't get the payoff of a mystery because
Mhm.
these kids aren't very good detectives. One of them, one of them usually gets them through everything. The thing I like about the Chamber of Secrets the most is that Hermione is like gone. She's out of action for a very long time, and it's all Ron and Harry have to figure things out. So I think that's why I enjoyed it so much, is that finally, like, Harry Potter's being challenged and Hermione's not finding all the answers for him.
Mhm.
So in a way, she
Yeah.
does find the answers for him, but he has to like investigate her hand. So
This movie was 2 hours and 41 minutes. It probably would have been half that time if Hermione hadn't gotten petrified. And she would have just been like, Harry, it's obvious. We've got to go to the bathroom sink and then go to the snake face. And I'm getting ahead of myself. It's a good movie.
oh, okay. Well, that's what I'm comparing Harry Potter as a mystery to Hocus Pocus, which is more like they already know what's going on.
Hmm.
It's more an adventure race to the finish line kind of thing. Who's gonna get there first, the witches or the kids that are gonna stop the witches?
So you're saying it's more
And
fast paced in terms of
yeah,
like the stakes.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think with Harry Potter, all of the episodes you get to kind of muddle through and understand the world better than you do the characters.
Yeah.
um, because I don't think Harry Potter is really actually about the characters. It is all about the world and how we see the world through a muggle uh affiliated wizard.
It's a person who is new to this world, and that's typically what movies will do. And they'll give you the protagonist is usually someone who's brand new to this world, so that you, the viewer, can also learn about things as the character learns about things. Maybe part of it also is that Harry Potter takes place in a different world altogether, and that uh, Hocus Pocus doesn't. Its sole environment is the childlike wonder of Halloween, of like spooky costumes, and like, oh, there's black cats and ghosts and zombies, and um, Doug Jones is a zombie for some
That's
reason.
the number one best part.
Listen, it doesn't make any sense to me. By the way, this is turning into a Hocus Pocus review. If you don't know what Hocus Pocus is, it's too long to explain. I'm just gonna jump to this part. At one point, one of the witches summons her ex boyfriend or husband or something like that from the grave, and they sewed his lips shut, and he has to do whatever they say until he gets a knife and like cuts open the thing, and he's like, "I'm tired of doing what you're telling me to do. I'll do what I want, you witch." And then he leaves. Was that, I don't remember that being explained in the movie. Was like all he's got to do is cut the thing and he'll break the curse or a spell or whatever. But that's all he had to do, and suddenly he's a good guy now.
I mean, I don't know. Childhood belief. Just believe in magic.
I mean,
Justin, the
okay,
number one problem we have here.
okay,
You need to believe in magic.
that's the problem. I'm the
Mhm.
problem here. Yeah. Okay, you're right.
The
Okay.
end. We've reviewed it.
All right. That's the best movie. The good movie. Everybody loves this movie.
Okay, actually, I am in the minority, I think, on liking this movie. I've heard a lot of people say that this is really bad. And that's why the next movie they rebooted almost the whole style and everything. So I didn't think
Hmm.
that this one was a bad movie because it was sticking to the style of the first movie. Ooh. And then the storyline, I shook the table.
Not too passionate.
And the storyline, even though it's not exactly like the book,
Hmm.
which I didn't really like the book as a kid. Um, it does more, I think, than the book does
Hmm.
because it does stick to that idealistic style and dark kind of ominous tone.
Hmm.
Um, Whereas in every Harry Potter book, you feel like you are connected, like you're going to school there, pretty much. And that's what I think this series is for. It makes the reader feel like they are going to Hogwarts with Harry Potter.
Hmm.
Just a really quiet kid right next to Harry Potter every time he makes a stupid decision. So, um,
Yeah. Really briefly, I'll run through the plot of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I have a rough idea of the stuff that happens. All right. Um, First thing that happens, you start the movie. Harry Potter's back with his awful aunt and uncle, whatever, family, and they're like, "Oh, you're the worst." And then we've got company coming over. You go to your room. So he goes to his room. There's a little, what's he called? A troll
he's a house elf named Dobby.
house elf named Dobby. So you've got the grossest little man is hanging out in your room. Basically, he's there to tell Harry Potter, "Don't go back to school. Someone's going to try to kill you," which is not going to be big news in the future of Harry Potter, I don't think. That's just going to be every semester at Hogwarts is someone's going to try to kill him. Something's killing the students, and you would think that the faculty would do something about it in preparation for next semester. Like, hey, there's a kid who likes to attract assassins. Essentially, every semester, someone tries to kill this kid. Maybe we homeschool this one. Maybe we stop endangering all of the other students. Um, Whatever. So of course Harry Potter doesn't listen. Eventually he gets back to Hogwarts. I,
Would you like me to explain what Harry Potter is?
you know what? Go ahead. Maybe we'll do that because I don't I don't understand any of it.
Take two.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna jump in every now and then because I'll jump in with my criticisms every now and then.
So the rest of what happens can be summarized as this. They're at Hogwarts. Children are mysteriously being petrified,
Hmm.
and they don't know how, except for notes on the wall in blood that say, Mudbloods, something, beware. Mudbloods, beware. Something very Aryan sounding.
And who's the most Aryan looking guy there? Malfoy. So of course they assume that it's Jake Malfoy or whatever his name is, and still should be played by Willem Dafoe. Don't tell me,
Mhm.
don't tell me this movie wouldn't have been better with the 60-year-old man playing a 13-year-old boy. Uh, is just furious at Harry Potter because he's cool, because he's a bigger nerd than Malfoy will ever be, and that's the real reason he's jealous. So how did they learn about the Chamber of Secrets?
I believe there was a note that said the Chamber of the Secrets has been opened.
Oh yeah.
It was plastered on the wall. So that's where Hermione asks McGonagall how or what's the Chamber of Secrets.
Hmm.
And she kind of explains that back in the 50s, there was some attacks and nobody knew what happened and a student died. And they say that it was because the Chamber of Secrets that was established by Salazar
Yeah.
Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
He's the founder of Slytherin.
Charizard.
So your wizard racist that found the Slytherin house,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't like mudbloods or muggleborns,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, I'm just gonna kill them with a giant monster when they come to Hogwarts. And that's what happened 50 years ago. At least one kid died, and now it's happening again. But okay, this is what I was talking to with my Harry Potter expert.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it like super ironic or Wile E. Coyote-esque that every time this monster tries to kill a kid, they have some reflective material and they can't get killed?
It is. It is too coincidental that that happens every time. Like he gets so close to killing somebody, oop, petrified him. Well, instead of eating them, I'll just leave them there. And then he just leaves through pipes, which, by the way, the size of that snake thing at the end does not fit in the hallways, let alone the pipes of that school. Are you
This big
kidding
pipes.
me? The big pipes? I don't know what you want. Okay, here's the thing.
they got a lot to move. Like those kids can really stir up some septic.
Gross. Lizard poops are the worst poops you've ever seen. Um, okay. This movie starts off saying stuff about like the air is at school or whatever. Um, and they introduce like two new characters, and they're like, oh, maybe it's these guys that are the bad guys. One is that little blonde kid that looks like Butters from South Park, and then the other one is this guy that I don't know why. Why is it? Why is it that Hogwarts keeps hiring these teachers without doing background checks on them? Are you kidding me? You're a wizard school. You can't be bothered to look into it. And Dumbledore is sitting there. He's got nothing to do. What is he? He's not looking into the past of these teachers. Like this one, why are you always wearing that hat? Take off that hat once. Let me see. Make sure you don't have a face behind your head. The other dude, hey, are you actually a wizard at stuff? Nah. What are you doing? You're telling me you can't afford to just make sure that the teachers you're hiring are not Voldemort slaves or frauds? Listen,
Um,
you have regular schools have a responsibility to do this, and you're telling me that you're shaping the future of wizards. You've got weapons of mass destruction running around with their hormones, and you can't keep track of their teachers who are showing them how to kill things. Okay, it's a good movie. It's real good.
okay, but to be fair,
Oh yeah.
he he does get better teachers later on, and then one really terrible teacher. But
Okay.
I agree. I don't understand exactly the reasoning that Albus has for getting these terrible teachers, but it does seem like he doesn't care
I
because
it feels like, and to jump a little bit ahead towards the end of the movie, they talk to Dumbledore, and this is where I thought the movie was almost over. There was still like 20 minutes left in the movie. All right, so he likes doing this. I don't know what it is. I think the whole thing behind Dumbledore is that he likes doing this. You thought because I said right. No, gotcha. He does this thing where like, you broke 78 rules, three of which will get you expelled. I'm gonna get you some special rewards. Ah, you didn't see that coming, did you? And then they're like, you what? And then like that's what he does it for, is to just mess with these kids, because I don't think he's a real teacher. I think he just likes messing with people.
The thing is,
Mm-hmm.
in the world, Albus Dumbledore is supposed to be the most powerful wizard in, I don't know if it's the world, but at least England or the United Kingdom
Mm-hmm.
has multiple things going on that he's kind of investigating. He's not really a teacher. And that's why it's so crazy sometimes that it, it's like, I think he does just kind of like, oh look, he's a teacher, put him in there. Um but then other teachers he keeps around just because they're valuable. Like Snape is a terrible teacher, but he is a master of potions and is very valuable to keep around. Also, he has connections with the Dark Lord. So, yeah. And then like Trelawney, she can tell the future, so she's a terrible teacher as well, but that's a third book, so we'll talk
Okay.
about that later. But
Mm.
she's a terrible teacher, and they still keep her around. McGonagall's like the only, oh, McGonagall and Flitwick and Sprout are like the only teachers that mean anything to the school. So
There's like three good ones that actually do stuff for the kids, that like they want to teach the kids stuff. The other ones are really just there because they're Satanists, or they've they're good at killing stuff.
isn't that just like public school?
That's the yeah, that's the staff you want to cultivate. Um I will say this: this movie did get better in some ways. Like it the useless information stuff I felt was kept to a minimum, as opposed to the last movie where I got a lot of stuff I didn't need or want. But man, it was there. And then in this one, like you still got some of that. Like I probably didn't need the Quidditch scene. I understand it's world building. I understand you got to sell toys later, but I didn't. I didn't really need the Quidditch scene. Um, I don't know why you. I don't know why you take out Hermione for that long, right? You take her out for like at least half the movie where she's completely gone, instead of just, hey, you know what we kind of did? We kind of made a Hermione like way too good, like way better than we made the other two. Why don't we just make the other two a little bit better, instead of just like completely, you know, handicapping her throughout this whole thing? I get why you do it, because you have to have a challenge for the other two, because everything's just too easy for Hermione. Or just retool Hermione to where like she has weaknesses. Maybe she's not so OP. Um, but not gonna do that. So okay, it was fine. It was better than the last movie. I'm probably gonna give it like a 6 or something, just because it improved. I'll leave it at that. It's better. Step in the
Mhm.
right direction.
And as you go through the series, it's gonna stop showing so much of the world building and go on with the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And right now in the story, like the complete story, you don't have that full picture of what's exactly going to go on,
Yeah.
like in the rest of the movies. And that, I think that's important because we're supposed to kind of look at this movie as growing up. So you are slowly growing up from a kid that just got introduced to this world of wonder, and then you're kind of established in this world of wonder, and you start learning that there's dark sides of it.
Hmm.
Like, there's not everything sunshine and rainbows. This is going to be a tougher year, and you start learning more about, like, people aren't good.
Yeah.
um and it's going to be tougher to overcome challenges.
Hmm.
um and then as it progresses, it becomes more like teenage angsty kind of stuff, where you're in your teenage years, you're starting to realize how the world really works, and you're
Yeah.
not totally pleased with it. And as it finally ends, you progress to a adult human that has purpose, and I don't know, is a part of society and assists with societal problems.
Hmm. This is of all of the Harry Potter movies, this was your favorite one. So what was it for you? Like what number would you give it?
For me,
Mhm.
okay, understand this is a Harry Potter movie and not my favorite movie. So I'm going to say this is still going to be about an 8 for me, because yes, the story is kind of back and forth. And I don't I don't think J.K. Rowling is a bad writer. I just think she's not very good at writing mysteries. So
And every Harry Potter book is a mystery.
yeah, but it expands into, like I said, it expands into opening up the
Mhm.
world. It's a parallel to our world on how you can overcome certain evils when they take over.
Yeah. Um so that's another thing that like I'm a little bit not confused, but like it doesn't make sense to me. Like why is it that if the school already knew that their last defense and attack teacher was bad, right? Like he why didn't they be like, oh, okay, we should probably get you somebody who knows what they like, be real specific about it, right? And that's what they tried to do this semester by getting the charlatan guy. Um, I don't know if it's occurred to anybody, but these kids don't know how to defend themselves against like very real things that happen every semester. And I kept wondering, why doesn't Ron and Harry like know how to like shoo away these spiders more effectively? And it's because they've never had a good teacher. It didn't occur to me until like that moment where I'm like, oh, they could die because they've never learned anything.
I mean, that gets more important later in the storyline as well. Like, they eventually get a good teacher, and he teaches them things on how to deal with these different monsters and um, bad things in the world. And then it's taken away from them. They again get a really bad teacher, and that doesn't want them to learn these things, so they have to go do it in secret.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Um, so the next movie is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Is that and that's the one with Commissioner Gordon in it. That's gonna be a good movie. All right.
Oh, but he's not a commissioner. He broke the law.
He
He went to
better
Azkaban.
yeah, we know what he did. He's got a cool name, Sirius Black. That's a pretty cool name, comparatively in the Harry Potter universe with names like Scublub and Flim Flam, and Professor McGonagall. McGonagall?
McGonagall. She is Minerva
Yeah.
McGonagall, and you better treat her right. She is amazing.
If she had a cooler name, I would. She's got a weird name. The names are too whimsical too. And that's the she's a cool character, fine. She turns into a cat, you know. She's got the pointy hat like a real witch, according to Halloween. But like, that's a weird. Does it mean something that I don't know of? McGonagall.
I don't know what McGonagall means, but Minerva's the goddess of knowledge. So
That's fine. But why is her last name so weird?
I don't know. Albus Dumbledore means what is it? White bumblebee? Yeah.
You know, I watched Big Trouble in Little China the other day. That's how you do magic, and that's how you do sorcery. Kurt
No.
Russell
No.
and a bunch of dudes that know karate, and they've got swords, and there's these demons that like shoot lightning out of their fingers. Oh man, that we should do that one next because I know you'll hate it.
I guess so. I
Oh
need to
my
hate
goodness.
something, don't I?
You need to watch something that you're gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna give it a 10 because it was a perfect movie. And that's the movie. I know it'll be that movie because it's the best movie. Outstanding. I like it.
Fine, we'll watch it. But I'm not gonna like it. I need to start hating things, right?
I said at some point we'll do some DC movies again, and then we'll enjoy that time together.
No, we won't.
Anyway, yeah. So wait, what did you give it a number or no? The movie.
8.
8.
You interrupted me.
Yeah, I was busy. I had thoughts that needed expressing. Um all right. Like I said, overall, it was a step in the right direction. I think all of these Harry Potter movies are going to be difficult for me to really get into and try. And I'm trying though. I am trying. I'm sitting there and I'm focusing and I'm like, this is a good movie, Justin. No matter what you think is a good movie, and I'm because so many people like it. And then I tell people like, oh, I've never really seen the Harry Potter movies. And they're like, what's the matter with you? How come you haven't seen it yet? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm busy. It doesn't really seem like it's my thing. You better do it. You better do it right now. And like, how have you not? Like, how do you even get through life without watching Harry Potter? And I get these hostile comments every time I say I haven't seen something that everybody loves, like Harry Potter, or like I don't know, something else that I also don't care for, like Grey's Anatomy. I get that a lot too. Like, you need to watch Grey's Anatomy because frankly, it's the best thing you've ever seen. And I'm like, I don't think it is. It seems like one of those shows where like it's about a girl trying to find who she is in life, and I'm not a girl trying to find who I am in that life. So I'm probably not going to relate to it. Like, no, I know you think you know what it is, but really you don't know what it is. And every time I see the commercials for it, it tells me that you know exactly what it is, Justin, and you're right for not treading anywhere near this show. I don't know why I got off on this tangent, but I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. Anyway,
I just want you to like Harry Potter and share something with me.
I just want you to be part of my world. Look, I like Snape. Snape is cool. I think Snape does not get uh the adoration he deserves, even though I know everyone adores him. He could be liked more. I don't like
He's a
how
terrible teacher.
I don't like how much you're biting your inner mouth.
I'm just gonna
hmm
hide my.
hmm
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but like some terrible teachers are really cool. I had this one professor for government. like 25% of the class was he was talking about government. The other 75% of the time he was telling us about like how he used to like get like real drunk or like do drugs and stuff like that and the crazy experiences he had. His name was Bunny or something, like his last name was Bunny. So you could say I'm going to class with Professor Bunny and it sounded like you were on drugs, but that was his actual last name. And it was fantastic. And he talked about chasing a burglar out of his house with a katana, and he's like, because people see a gun and they're like, oh, he's got a gun, but you chase somebody with a katana and they're like, oh, he's on something, and they'll run from you, and he's right. Anyway, sometimes the best teachers aren't good teachers is my point.
Ah, I can't top that. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. That's community college for you. Anyway, we're going to end it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been our review, kind of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Let us know what other movies you would like for us to watch, but don't do it in the thing of where you're like, how have you not seen 50 Shades of Grey? I don't even know
Ooh.
how you get along in life without watching the extended cut of, I don't know, The Devil Wears Prada or something. I'm not gonna watch The Devil Wears Prada, but like, yeah, another movie.
You haven't seen The Devil Wears Prada? I'm just joking.
Tell you something. Actually, no. Okay, so there's one scene in this movie that I actually really really did like, and it's at the very end, and I like, completely glazed over it. Draco's dad. What's his name?
Uh, Lucius.
Lucius. That's right. Okay, so Lucius. So Harry Potter's like, I know you slipped a book to Ginny, and it was at the bookshop in the diagonally. You get it? Because it's diagonally. So, and then he's like, and then Lucius goes, why don't you prove it? But he gives him this like real crazy look. And that's my line. That is my favorite thing to say to someone, like, prove it. Like, you can't. I didn't think so. The best part of the movie, bar none. Outstanding. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time in Fandom Razors for more alienating subjects, like how I like to say weird things. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
You're so weird. I have a joke.
Okay, tell me the joke. Dígame.
Okay, Hannah told me it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about it's kind of a sneak peek of our next video for Harry Potter. So James Potter submits his homework and McGonagall says, "Oh James, you have to make your dog stop chewing on your homework. It's turning into a serious problem." It's a serious problem. Serious?
Mm-hmm.
Serious?
No, I got it. Man, I can't wait to laugh at that joke in 2 weeks. I'm gonna mark that on my calendar. Be like, man, I schedule some surgery for my sides after they split. After that, I get that joke.